Could Alliance defend their world title at the Esports World Cup? Let's take a look. So welcome back to the Apex Morning Shift, your number one ALGS morning show on the planet.
That is a fact. Drinking water again, I see.
Yeah, I've had like 4 cups of coffee today. I'm trying to cut back. Caffeine is, yeah. So this past week of competitive Apex was a big one because it was the first real practice for these pro teams under the new changes. In case you missed it, there was a major update on Tuesday packed with new changes, but in terms of the competitive scene, only one really stood out, and that's the Wattson buff. I'm not gonna take the time and read all the changes because there were a lot, but take a look at them. Really good ones. Definitely making Wattson now the top controller legend. Better than Catalyst, better than Caustic, better than Rampart. And honestly, it couldn't have gone to a better legend. Wattson's abilities takes precision, timing, and good decision making. She's not overwhelming or frustrating to play against, just solid, skillful, and really healthy for the game. So shout out to the dev team for buffing a fun legend.
I mean, they buffed Ashe too. Like, what the fuck are we doing?
So Ashe is another one. She got buffed when she actually needed a nerf. So yeah, I don't know. They buffed Ashe and Ashe was already broken, but they buffed Wattson. So they're doing something right. A Wattson meta is a good meta for viewers and for players as well. And so we are heading in the right direction in terms of competitive gameplay in Apex Legends. Now, when looking at how these changes are affecting the pro teams, we, yes, take a look at the Scrims results, but also at the legends that are being banned each game. Before the changes, Wattson would very rarely get banned. And when the changes hit on Tuesday, she immediately started getting banned off game 1. However, as the week went by, Wattson started getting banned towards game 3, game 4. So it looks like teams started to realize that Wattson may not be as good for them as the changes made it seem.
I think she's a great zone legend.
That's what I was going to say. Thing is, Wattson, she doesn't fit every team because she has a specific role. Every team needs an assault legend. So if an assault legend like Bangalore or Ashe gets buffed, it affects every single team because basically every team runs an assault legend, which means if you buff an assault legend, that legend becomes absolutely busted and 9 times out of 10, you'll see that legend get banned in game 1. But when it comes to Wattson, not every team is a zone team. Instead, you find other legends that counter Wattson, that counters that OP control legend, and Alliance is a perfect example of this. But we'll get back to them and we'll talk about their legend composition after we take a look at this past week's Scrims results. But before we do, ALGS has officially announced the location for both Year 5 and Year 6 ALGS champs, and that's going to be in Sapporo, Japan. Awesome. Let's go.
It was sick last time.
Yeah, I'm guessing with the immense success last champs, which took place there, ALGS and the city of Sapporo decided to sign an agreement to host the biggest tournament of the year. Honestly, I should probably go. If I'm the host of the Apex Morning Shift, your number one ALGS show on the planet, we literally do like a live event at the... that'd be so cool.
We could have like a massive crowd of like 3 people.
Anyway, let's take a look at last week's Scrims results, which were hosted by Oversight Esports. 2 blocks each day, Monday through Friday, for a total of 10 blocks of Scrims. So let's take a look at the winners for each block. MKOI, 100 Thieves, NRG, RRX, Gen G, Shopify Rebellion, 100 Thieves again, MKOI again, AG, and ROC Esports. Now, I've taken the liberty of compiling these Scrims results into an average points per Scrim leaderboard to sort of give us a better idea of overall how these teams are performing with these new changes so we can have a better comparison and who's adapting quicker, because reminder that in 2 weeks, it's the EWC, Esports World Cup. So here's the leaderboard.
Wow.
Yeah, dude. For this week, Alliance sitting at the top, the best performing team of this week's Scrims, followed by MKOI, NRG, 100 Thieves, and ROC Esports. Now, for those of you who remember, Alliance won last Esports World Cup in 2024. And so this year, they're looking at defending their championship title. And this is a team that is, yes, very talented, but they're very adaptable.
Yeah, that's what differentiates the top teams in Pro League and like the bottom half, I'd say, of Pro League is being able to adapt. You know, those top teams, they adapt constantly, consistently, and it never fails. And the teams at the bottom, it takes them longer. They waste Pro League weekends, and they never catch on, and then they relegate.
I agree. Teams like Alliance, Falcons, Shopify Rebellion, consistently at the top. They're teams that are highly adaptable, and no matter the legend or gun metas that are thrown their way, they're able to make adjustments and keep performing. Now, Alliance, yes, they've been doing great in Scrims, and I have no doubt in my mind that it's going to carry on to the next weeks of Scrims and to even the Esports World Cup. Now, they're a perfect example of a team that's not running Wattson. They're running Crypto, Fuse, and Alter, which counters Wattson perfectly. So teams right now that are playing Wattson, they are forced to play zone. And then you have a team like Alliance who's playing Crypto. Because as you know, Crypto's EMP breaks Wattson's ultimate ability and her fences. So they've got it figured out. This works for them and they seem to have it mastered already. So it's going to be interesting to see how in the next few weeks, because there are 2 weeks left till the Esports World Cup.
Still a lot to go, but at the same time, it's going to fly by. So it's like, how are they going to progress, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And since it's going to fly by, next week's episode, we're going to be doing a tier list of the teams that are going to be participating at the Esports World Cup. And we're also going to explain the format, the schedule of the Esports World Cup. So if you guys are confused and you guys don't know like where to watch and what to expect, we got you. So make sure to turn notifications on. New episode every Tuesday. And if you guys are new here, welcome. I hope you guys enjoyed this week's episode. And for those of you who come back consistently, I do appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you guys very much. And until next week, take it easy. Like and subscribe.
Jesus.
Ooh. Ooh. Now, for those of you who are we 2026 or 2025?
Bro, this has to go at the end.
There's no way that I'm the only person that thinks this. The current year is 2025. I can't be the only one who actually thinks that.
I've never made that mistake.
I'm literally not putting this at the end.